Good morning out there from in here, to you in there out there. It's May. Vivi. Morning, Mark. And welcome to the Sentimentalist. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm on a campaign. There's nothing I can do about everything that is getting it to us. Talk about that maybe a little later, but don't worry, it won't be. So, the Sentimentalist, because I've had, okay, got that? I've had. I spent 37 years listening to academics and critics use the word sentimental, the New Yorker, you name it, in a negative term. It's sentimental. Now, that's because they're sentimental. You got it? You know why they're sentimental? Because they define sentimental as a false feeling. And you want to know what? Their academic coolness, distance, pulling back is sentimental. You know who's sentimental? Alito. He has no respect for the consequences of what he does. That's false feeling. He doesn't care. He's sentimental. False feeling. That's where you define it. That's not how I define it. I define it as wholeness. The sentiment, which is part of us, and the mental, which is part of us. And it's fused. And the most sentimental of people, who? Charles Dickens. Tolstoy, Dostoevsky. Sentimental. It's a good thing. You trim a Christmas tree. You put out all kinds of things. You wrap packages. You look at a teacup and you cry because it's your mother's. That's sentimental. And you know what? It's not false. It's as real as any human being ever was or will be or is. It's the most central part of us. It's full, it's fused, it's whole. So join me. Shay Tuttle made me this beautiful leather bracelet she got for me. It says Sentimentalist. It's got to stop. You got to quit picking on people. When I taught poetry in school, every student, I said there's a difference. Sentimental, cheesy, sappy, actually false feeling, pretending. I'm so happy for Diane Seuss. Actually, I am. You know what else? Envy. She won the Pulitzer Prize. Oh, I want to win. Don't you want to win the Pulitzer Prize? Isn't that wonderful? Kalamazoo. Diane Seuss from Kalamazoo. Dear Kalamazoo, dear Diane Seuss, crazy, wonderful Diane Seuss won the Pulitzer Prize for her wonderful collection, Frank, Sonnets. Wow. Jumped out of my seat when I read that. You know, sentimental Diane Seuss. She's probably laughing if she'd ever watched this. Being called sentimental. The hardest students to work with weren't the ones who were sappy. I could pull them toward writing a poem. You know the hardest ones? Cool, man. I'm cool. That's sentimental. Not sentimental. That's false feeling. False. Starts about 8th grade. You have to be cool. You can't be caring and sentimental. So even I use it by mistake. Supreme Court, false feeling. They don't give a damn about women, poverty, the consequences of what they're going to do, the deaths they're going to cause because they think they're pro-life. They're not pro-life. They're pro the lack of courage?
Cowardice.
The pro-cowardice. Thank you, Julie. All right, you got it? Welcome to the Sentimentalist. I have a thing about justice, and you know whose fault it is? T.W. Cameron. It's T.W.'s fault. So I'm in 3rd grade, T.W.'s in 4th, and T.W. was one of those guys that got bullied all the time, and these bullies were chasing him home, chasing him. And I said, T.W., follow me. I'm in 3rd grade, the Lone Ranger. And he comes, and I hid T.W. under our porch. I hide a lot of people under our porch who are bullied. A lot of people hiding under their porches in Ukraine. I'm helping out Mary Schmidt and her mom, Jane. They've done this astonishing book where it's called Chair Chat, because every morning, 95-year-old Jane, 70-year-old Mary, they get together, and daughter helps mother, take a walk, chat, do their exercises. And now they put a book together, prose and poetry, mother-daughter. It's quite something. It's really, really quite something. It's incredibly brave and beautiful and sensitive and sentimental. And I'll tell you another sentimental guy is G.F. Cork, who just out of his heart collected all these poems about the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Talk about false feeling. And he's put together an anthology, and Schuler Books is doing it pro bono for free. So there's going to be an anthology. Look for it in the window of your local bookstore. And it's an anthology, and all the funds, every penny, goes to Ukraine relief. That's a lovely thing. Lovely thing. By the way, the response about this abortion business, about abortion, it's very simple. The issue is complex. And are you tired of the issue? I don't like the issue. I want to hear about the people. I want to hear about each woman from the ability to conceive on. The college always has a critical issues symposium. And for a day or so, they talk about a critical issue. And one year it was race. Picture that at Hoco. And the finale was the Visiting Writers Series, in which we invited Gwendolyn Brooks to come. And Gwendolyn, we real cool, that's cool. Gwendolyn Brooks came out, and just about the first thing she said was, okay, y'all have spent 2 days talking about the issue. Now I'm going to read to you what it's like to be the people. Put the issue aside and experience what it's like to be the people. Mr. Alito, you jackass, put the issue aside and let's talk about the people. Bring them up in front of you. Let them look at you. You look them in the eye. All these white guys deciding. And I'm including Clarence Thomas as a white guy, by the way. Yep. All the rich people get to go to wherever, whatever state, whatever country. All the people who have, you know what I'm sick of? Our second home. I don't want to hear that anymore. Don't say it to me. Okay? Don't say it to me. Don't say it to Julie. Okay? Just don't. If you've got one, don't do it. Think about what you're saying. To those of us who stayed for 9 months through the winter, 10, 12, what is it in Michigan? 11 and a half? Any of you remember Howdy Doody? If she lived in the Native American on that show, Puppet, would if lived in Michigan, she'd be Princess Summer, Fall, Winter, Summer. Yeah. Oh boy, well, I don't usually do this. Vivi and I, we had a really good sniff walk this morning. They're putting in mulch. Can you hear it? Lots of mulch, lots of mulch. We're very lucky. But we had a good walk this morning. Lots of sniffs, lots of sniffs. Oh my goodness. Yeah. And it's May. It really is May. And there are 6,875,000 people in Holland right now for tulip time. Each one of them is holding an elephant ear and a bag of caramel corn. Here's our poem for today, and it's a joyful one. The world in May is leafing out. It's Matisse on a bicycle. It's a great blue heron coloring outside the lines. The show's turned over to the aftermath of buds. You can love never thinking this cliche could turn to ice. Even nice can be profound as worry. Even the creek over the rotting log, the pansy in the moss-covered pot. The birds bulge with song. Mary Cassatt throws open her windows. Monet drags his palette, sits and waits for the paint to spill across the patina of his failing sight. Eric Satie makes his joyous cling and clang a counterpoint to dazzle. The earth is rising in shoots and sprays, the skies as new as rain. The stubborn doors swing open. Be kind. Try to be cheerful. Take care.